You gonna learn today, boy. Yeah. Yo, what's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Prison Break Raw. I'm your host, the one and only Big JD. Go ahead and give this channel a subscribe, share, leave some messages or comments, hit the like button, hit the notification bell to be informed on all upcoming episodes. Man, I can't fucking stand bullies. I just can't stand bullies, man. To me, they're in the same realm as a chomo, picking on weak children to satisfy their disgusting sexual appetite at the expense of somebody that's weaker than them. That's pretty much what a bully does, only on a whole nother level. And in this episode, when we're talking about bullies, we're talking about Wes Watson. Yes, I know you all want to hear me talk about him. You've heard me clown his content. You've heard me throw little shots at him here and there, little dog whistles and everything like that. Not necessarily at him, but at people like him. Because there's a lot of different Wes Watsons out there that are in the YouTube world, that are in the social media world, that talk a good one, all these bullshit stories and everything. And I just think it's comical and funny. And I'm going to tell you why. When we was on the yard, back in the day, we used to come across a lot of cats like Wes. Listening to them, woofing all that wind power coming out the side of their neck. And we would clown them. We would talk shit and we'd clown them. We'd roast them. We'd just go raw on them. So what I've done is I basically brought that experience to you on this channel. Because this is Prison Break Raw. Uncensored, uncut, no holds barred, no sugarcoat, non-politically correct, all up in your face slapping you with that dick of reality. And that's basically what it is. This ain't Prison Break nice. This ain't Prison Break soft. This is Prison Break Raw. Prison Break Raw. Alright? What we do is we clown people, make fun of bad behavior, put people on blast, roast motherfuckers, talk shit about people, give some war stories that are real, that are genuine, that are actually mine. Also talk about ghosts, UFO encounters, and anything else that comes down the road in the queue. We talk about it on this show. I try to bring a lot of humor to it, and I try to let my sarcasm and my arrogance just shine out. Because I'm basically just like a Howard Stern. I'm like Graham Allen on Rant Nation. I do satire like Saturday Night Live. I could go on and on about talk shows and people that do the same kind of shit, but I don't hear anybody telling them to stop. So don't tell me to stop, because it ain't going to stop. This raw content is just going to keep on rolling like a fucking out of control locomotive. It's just going to be coming straight in your face. And on this one, I'm not necessarily going to personalize this, and this ain't about me. And before you start in with that, oh, you're just jealous, miss me with the bullshit. Because look at it like this. I got a career. I got a good life. YouTube for me is a hobby. I'm not trying to get famous. I'm not trying to go to Hollywood. I basically just like to entertain my subscribers, and I like to entertain myself with this stuff. And if I get 1 million subscribers, I get 1 million subscribers. If I don't, I don't. But I'm not going to just like numb things down or tone down anything to satisfy anyone else. This particular topic right here is, like I said, not about me at all. It's not about my personal feelings. It's about a direct message that I received on Instagram from a diehard Wes Watson fan. I mean, this young man looked up to Wes Watson like it was his idol, like it was his hero, his messiah. I mean, Wes Watson was on a pedestal for this young man. And you couldn't say nothing bad about Wes to this man. This man was not going to hear it until he reached out to Wes Watson himself. And what he received in the backlash is something we're going to talk about here today. So stick around for this content. So when you advertise yourself as being a life coach and you put yourself in a responsible position where you're managing people's lives, you have to be careful of what you say and what you do. You also have to have a whole lot of humility, a lot of patience, and you have to have a thick skin. You have to be resilient. You have to be able to let shit roll off of you. Because not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to love you. A lot of people are going to hate you, more so than people are going to like you. It's just the nature of the business. It's par for the course. It's what it is. This is entertainment. This is the celebrity world that people want to get into. These people get death threats. Motherfuckers get like weird ass shit thrown at them. People put up shrines to them and want to kill them. People off themselves because of these people. You have to be careful when you put other people's lives in your hands. They think that they're your capable hands. And a lot of them are emotional. A lot of them are fragile. A lot of them are just looking for meaning to life. They look to you as the life coach. And they come to you and they ask you for advice. But when you fly off the handle in an exchange like this right here, the young man is simply asking you a question. How do you deal with all these people hating on you? How do you deal with the people loving you? And just to let you know, people like myself love you 99% or something like that, and we're with you. He flies off the handle in a straight roid rage rant directly following the question. And he lost this man as a loyal fan and who looked at him as his hero. I mean, this went on, and I mean, for somebody that's busy trying to change people's lives, he sure did find time to straight explode on this dude and go off on him on a fucking Instagram direct message. Now, that's just way out of fucking character. Like I said, that's not how you do the business. And that's why we're going to get into this right here, because I'm going to address that. Before I started on this, I had to reach out to some of the people in the Wes Watson circle. So I reached out to one of his biggest fans, one of his biggest supporters, this guy right here. Yeah, that guy. That's his, basically his executive manager right there. Can't you tell? And directly following that, I was urged not to do this video by them, by this guy, his chief enforcer. And to make matters worse, I had two of his most diehard fans coming at me, these two guys right here, basically telling me to cease and desist any attacks on Wes Watson. These are the kind of people that are in his circle. Little dick, fat, overweight, balding dudes that just got no kind of self-esteem. They got no kind of testicular fortitude. They got no kind of social skills, emotional skills, nothing at all whatsoever. And they look at Wes like their great white hope. Basically, their great white hope to rescue them from the tyranny of suffering all their physical and mental defects that they have to experience every single day. That's why somebody like him is such a cult iconic figure. To me, he's just silly. And like I said, this is going to be some straight advice for him. Because, like I said, I don't really care if he makes it, if he fails, if he lives or he dies, he eats shit. I don't give a fuck. But here's the deal. When you do this to people and you bully people, I'm just going to bully you right back. Because I'm better at it. Because I'm a beast, like I said. You know what it is. You know what I told you it is. And that's what it is. So here it is. In order for you to be real, start being real, man. Keep it real. Because all your regurgitated phony war stories that you ain't ever lived, you ain't ever done, you was never in no riot. There's several people out there that got evidence against you that says that you were never in no Oklahoma City riot, had nothing to do with you, you were locked up in your cell. To make matters even more phony for you, your 115 where the ear was flapping, where you knocked this dude's ear off, you took flight on your celly right after the fucking cop locked the door. I mean, in my world, that's a PC move. And apparently that's how you ended up. Because of all places you can go to in the CDC, you end up in Mule Creek. Mule Creek. Now, that place is like the epitome of SNY. That's like the SNY headquarters of the CDC. It ain't been nothing different. It ain't flipped the GP. It's been SNY for a long time. Sorry to tell you. I've been in the CDC a lot longer than you. And it hasn't changed. And I was in the CDC in 2012 in Chino, down there in Palm Hall. So shit ain't changed, man. So miss me with the bullshit, okay? That's number one. Number two, man, I mean, your humility and your patience are retreating farther than your hairline. Seriously, man. You got to have a lot more humility and a lot more patience when you're dealing with people. And then when you get in this message, look at this one right here. Oh, everybody's picking on me. How come everybody's just trying to get fame off my name? Dude, you ain't nobody, man. You're a YouTube personality, man. You act like you're Beyonce or Donald Trump or Jay-Z or Nipsey Hussle. You ain't none of those people. You ain't even at that level, man. if you end up in Hollywood, you're gonna fuck it off some way, somehow. I've heard some people say that you should go speak at schools. Well, considering that you can't keep the word fuck out of your mouth, out of every single word you say is fuck, 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 I can't imagine any school that's ever going to let you in their doors. Number one. So you might want to work on that too, bro. Also, if you're going to get into Hollywood, you might want to tone down with demonstrating your burpee routine that ends with supreme white power. In case you've forgotten, Hollywood is full of the progressive, left-leaning type of people that a lot of people call snowflakes. They're not going to let you in their world when you talking like that. You're going to end up going into Hollywood. You might be a backdrop type of dude. Your career will probably go in the toilet, and you'll probably be doing gay porn before too long, right? But then again, if you ain't got no girth, because a lot of dudes that get big like that do it because they're compensating for other physical defects that they have, mainly a little dick. And your fame is like all your subscribers. I mean, I'm sure you got a lot of good diehard subscribers, but keep it real, man. You bought a lot of those off the dark web. I could go buy me 1 million subscribers right now, too, if I wanted to. But I'm not going to do that. I choose to keep it real because I'm a real GP. That's what I was. But you, I'm not so sure about. Because you call your channel GP Penitentiary Life, but the way you act, you got no self-esteem at all. No self-esteem. That's why you built your body up. You're very self-conscious about your hair. Look at me, man. Got all my hair. And I'm like 10 years older than you. So, for you to get there and assassinate this young man the way you did, man, shame on you, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to start practicing some meditation, some Zen, like breathe, inhale, exhale. Watch this video about 1,000 times. It'll toughen up your skin because you'll be numb after the roasting that you're getting on this. I mean, and from what I understand, from what I'm hearing, a lot of your fame was gained from your old lady, your girl. I said, well, what is she, some like porn star, some gamer girl that got big on booking a whole bunch of whammers to make a name for herself? I mean, if you're riding on the coattails of everybody else, you really ain't got no hustle in my world. You know, there's just a lot of holes in your story, man. And you need to patch them holes up with some silly putty, some Gorilla Glue, some Elmer's glue, whatever you got to do to patch up them holes. Because your stories are all full of holes, right? You say you did 10 years. You got busted in 2009. You got out in what, like 2017 or something like that? Last I remember, 10 years is 10 years from 2009 to 2019. Since your case happened in November of 2009, that would mean that you're not going to be out until, well, November, but you're already out. So I don't know how that you did that math. You need to go back to school and learn some basic arithmetic, because 10 years, 9 to 19 equals 10. You didn't do 10 years. All right, that's right off the rip. You say you was in all these riots, but then you got out early. You did your regular time for 85% or whatever, and you got out. So you didn't really have any 115s. You went to Mule Creek. That's another one right there. And another thing is, quit throwing a bunch of people's names out there like that, man. Stop with the name dropping, for Christ's sake. Quit exposing game, too. Because you're exposing all these secrets. You're getting people fucked off. You're talking about people having cell phones and all that. Knock all that shit off, man. The only reason I'm saying all this is basically just to give you a little humility. I mean, and if you get in your feelings about it and you get all butthurt and sad and upset about it, and you feel you want to handle your business, man. Because all the muscles don't impress me, dude. I mean, a muscle ain't going to stop you from a fucking vicious left hook. Somebody one day is going to come at you and they're going to bring it to you like that. And you ain't going to want to see it. It's not going to be today, though. Because basically all I'm doing is I'm running my channel the way I'm running my channel. I'm giving you a lesson of humility because it's all about integrity. All this shit is about integrity. It's about humility. And it's about overcoming our defects and the mistakes that we made and setting a positive example for the people that follow us. That's what it's all about. Ain't about me at all. But like I said, you want to bully people? You want to assassinate some young man who idolized you like that? I'm going to assassinate you right back. Because a lot of these people can't fight their own battles. They just don't have the ability to do so. But I do, because I have a platform to do it on. And I'm going to do it on. And I don't have no fear. I don't fear anybody. I don't fear you, your fans, anybody on here. Don't mean a fuck to me at all. Because, like I said, I was about that life. The life you talked about, I was about that life. You talk about how you had $1 million homes and all that, but you pistol whipping some stupid ass dude in a motel room for a couple of sacks of weed. I don't know, dog. I mean, you need to work on your game, man. But since you ended up on Mule Creek, I have to wonder if you're suffering from a new medical diagnosis that I am putting in the DSM, and that's called S&Y denial syndrome. I think you might be suffering from that. The one thing, last but definitely not the least, what you really need to do is consider this. You have a lot of people that idolize you, and they're like, you got a cult surrounding you. That's all fine and good. But know this, you got those people's lives in your hands. When you have those people's lives in your hand, you are responsible for what happens to them. You broke this young man's heart. Shame on you for that. The next person that comes at you and might be in a real drastic, desperate, emotional situation, and you fly off with your roid rage on his ass, you might end up being responsible for that man's suicide. Think about that for a second. Don't be the one that's responsible for that. Quit being a snake oil salesman. Quit being a charlatan. Just keep it real. Come out one day and say, this is the real Wes Watson. And put it out there who you really are. You're an entertainer. You're trying to get into Hollywood. You're doing it on all the hopes and false hopes and the backs of all these no self-esteem, sitting on the couch, huffing down a bunch of Fritos, little dick, balding dudes like yourself. And you're trying to help them build character. That's great. I commend you for that. But just watch what you say to people on these DMs, man. Because somebody like me might stick up for them one day. And that's what I'm doing. I'm sticking up for them. Just like that. Prison Break Raw, uncut, uncensored, no holds barred, non-sugarcoated, non-politically correct. All up in your face with a Tootsie Roll of reality. And I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.